Assalamu alaikum and greetings to everyone. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Iqbal bin Nur Hisham. My matrix number is 25006142. And today I want to talk about something that are related about economy and Islamic economy, and that is Islamic economics as a solution to Malaysia's income balance. Nowadays, we are living in a time where many of citizens in Malaysia are struggling with low wages, rising living costs, and increasing debt. These things are the reason why we need to fully implementing Islamic economic system in our country. So, in this talk, I will share some points that explain the problem and how Islamic economics offers a practical, ethical, and sustainable solution. First of all, let us begin with the current reality on the ground. Many Malaysians, especially for those in the B40 and M40 groups who are receiving salaries between RM 1.5 thousand to 4,000 a month, are now facing financial pressure. Let us take a look. For example, the fresh graduates, they earn around RM 2,000 to RM 2.5 thousand. A lot of people may say that it is enough as long as you spend wisely, but if we take a closer look, they have to pay rent, food, transport, and utility. It can easily reach RM 1.8 thousand. We are not yet adding student loan repayments, insurance, savings, and there's barely anything left. This shows a clear imbalance between income and actual living costs. According to Bank Negara, most Malaysians do not have RM 1,000 saved for emergencies. This is not just about numbers, it's about survival. As a result, when people cannot afford basic needs, it affects their health, their mindset, and their future. And that's why income imbalance is not just an economic issue, it's a social one. Next, let's talk about inflation. We live in a world that prices are rising, including food, housing, transport, and education. But what about salaries? They are stuck. So, what do people do after that? Yes, they are most likely start borrowing. They make a personal loan, card credit, and installment rents. And here is the problem that most of these involve interest, which is riba. This is why Malaysia's household debt is one of the highest in Southeast Asia. People nowadays borrowing just to survive, but debt with interest creates a trap within. It makes you pay more than you borrow. At some point, you will stuck. Until then, when millions are stuck, the whole economy suffers. And what's the impact? Mental health declines, productivity drops, and there are also highest possibility of breaks between families. This is the hidden cost of inflation and debt. Hop on to my next point, which is the flaws of the conventional system. Based on the research, the conventional systems is built on profit maximization, which means they are mostly prioritize large company, corporations, and wealthy clients. The thing is that the things that makes this system really unfair that they will often sidelines those who are small entrepreneurs and low income earners. Moreover, the system thrives on riba, that is interest and speculative investments. Consequently, this creates a structure where wealth accumulates at the top while the bottom majority struggles. Such a system is not only inefficient, it is unjust. Then, let us move to the next point, which is the ethical foundation of Islamic economics. Islamic economics offers a different paradigm, which is better than conventional system. The way that make it different is it is rooted in justice which is adl, balance, which is mizan, and sadaqah as a mechanism to redistribute wealth and uplift the poor. The other good things that it can offer is it encourages ethical investment, risk sharing, and social responsibility. The Islamic economic system are guaranteed because of the objectives of Islamic law as known as Maqasid al-Sharia, which prioritize the protection of life, intellect, wealth, lineage, and faith. Islamic economics does not reject profit, it rejects exploitation. It does not oppose growth, it opposes greed. It seeks not only to grow the economy, but to humanize it. Imagine a system where every transaction is guided by sense of right and wrong, where success is measured not just in ringgit, but in impact. To my next point, practical instruments in Islamic finance. Islamic finance is not a theory, it is a fully functioning system. If you ask me what's the reason, I will say that because it offers instruments such as mudarabah, which is profit sharing, musharakah, which is joint ventures, and lastly, ijarah, which is leasing. These models eliminate interest and promote partnership. For instance, in Malaysia, Islamic banks and cooperatives have empowered thousands of micro entrepreneurs. In other hand, financial technology platforms now offer Sharia-compliant financing to undeserved. Besides, there are Waqf institutions that are funding schools, clinics, and housing projects. These are not just alternatives, they are solutions. All of things that it does are proving to us that finance can be ethical, inclusive, and effective. Just imagine a Malaysia where every small business has access to fair capital, where zakat is channeled efficiently, where Waqf assets build hospitals, universities, and homes. This is not a dream, it is direction, and it begins with policy, education, and commitment. And for my last point, to control the full potential of Islamic economics, we must act strategically. First one, we have to educate. Ministry of Education have to include Islamic financial literacy into our schools and university. Let us make the youth understand not just how to earn, but how to earn ethically. Second, incentivize. The government need to encourage corporate zakat and productive wakaf initiatives. So by this, we not just let companies to only give, but give with purpose. Third, we expand. We need to provide more access to Sharia compliant microfinance for the B40 and M40. So the opportunities cannot be denied by no one because of interest-based barriers and obstacles. Fourth, we align the policy. We need to embed Islamic economics principles into national development strategies. We need to let the justice be the foundation of physical and social planning. Lastly, monitoring and accountability. We need to ensure Islamic financial institutions uphold true Sharia values, not just branding. This is not about replacing one system with another. It is about restoring balance, dignity, and justice. It is about building an economy that serves the people, not just the powerful one. Ladies and gentlemen, Islamic economics is not a utopia. It is a tested principle and compassionate approach to economic justice. In a world where inequality is rising and trust in financial systems is declining, we need a model that puts people before profit. Let us not wait for crisis to force change. Let us be generation that chooses fairness over greed, ethics over exploitation, and sustainability over short-term gain. Let us build an economy that reflects our values, our faith, and our humanity. Let us not just speak of justice, let us implement it. Thank you. That's all from me. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.